Hello, hello. I finally got a package yesterday and I had to hold because I really wanted to unpack it on the camera, and it was very hard for me to wait for an entire day or even 2 days, I think. But I got rid of the box that was just too large to carry around. This is what I ordered. I do have to thank to all my patrons because this order is exactly the amount that I made last month from my Patreon. I really hope that you like the Paint With Me videos and the extra content that I put in there. All of you that currently are pledging to my Patreon in any tier have my eternal gratitude, because thanks to you I can afford this. I do have a lot of art supplies, but I always want to test out more. I take it as my job. Let's check them out together. And this was an order that I was particularly eager to get, and I waited for 2 weeks. It's probably because some things they were out of stock, but yeah, I waited, I got them finally. I'm very happy about that. So this is a plastic palette, and I don't really need a palette, but it has six dwells, and it's exactly the amount of paint that you need if you want to do a split primary color wheel, which I would like to include in some of my videos just to keep it as organized as possible. I thought this palette would be perfect for that video. It was very cheap, so if it was expensive I wouldn't buy it, because it's really like extra thing that I can live without. Thank you very much. Let's check the watercolors first. I got Sennelier Watercolor Paints, and I hand-picked all of these paints because I don't want to ever like buy all shades. That's incredibly irresponsible, and I think that it's just redundant. I don't know if I'm gonna like the paints, so I only got things that I'm sure that I'm gonna use. I use frequently, that would allow me to test these paints to the fullest, and they are artist watercolors, so I really doubt that they will suck because I've heard many good things about them. At the same time, these were not my first choice like ever, because they are hard to find in Slovakia and they are more expensive than other paints that I like very much and work, I think, on the highest possible level, such as Schminky paints. When I was checking the catalog of the paints to see which ones I should get, I was very surprised to not find that many single pigment paints. Yeah, some of them are not single pigment, but if I could, I try to pick a single pigment paint. So what did I get? First of all, I got 2 types of yellow. I got my favorite raw sienna. That's a very versatile paint. I use it often for portraits, and it's a single pigment, very transparent. By the way, another thing that I noticed, not just transparency, but there were a lot of opaque paints in Sennelier brand, either like semi-opaque or opaque. I was really searching for those that would be more on the more transparent side. Another one is Queen Gold. It's not single pigment, it has 3 pigments in it, but it's transparent, and I really like Queen Acrylic Gold. I need to check and compare it with Queen Gold that I use from Schminky. Like Schminky Queen Gold is transparent and it's made of 2 pigments, so that's not single pigment. This one is made of 3. I will see how that works because I'm gonna do a lot of color mixing, so I will see if I get strange combinations and if it being made of 3 pigments will make it any worse. I got 3 types of red, which if I can buy 3 types of red, then I usually choose like something similar to alizarin crimson, and then cadmium red, and then to magenta. This one would be similar to magenta when it comes to its hue, at least that's what I assumed when I checked the catalog. I don't have the dot sheet to see exact shades, so I had to rely on what the catalog showed me. This is Rose Madder Lake. It looked like magenta, it's a single pigment and it's transparent. Then another one, Carmine, which was in hue, it was close to alizarin crimson from what I could tell. Single pigment, transparent. Rose Door Madder Lake, which was similar in hue to cadmium red, and it was transparent single pigment. That was kind of hard to find among all the Sennelier paints, but this one This one I thought it's gonna work for me. While we are on the warm side, I bought warm sepia. Usually, like, my brown of choice is not sepia but Van Dyke brown, but this time I really liked the shade, and then I got 4 paints on the cool side. So first one is my first like blue of choice, is Ultramarine Deep, single pigment transparent, and then Prussian Blue, which I really enjoy very much. This is the highest light fastness degree, single pigment transparent. Payne's Gray, it's semi-opaque, and then another hue that you really can't mix very much, and that's Turquoise Green. Single pigment PG 50, that one was a hard choice, and I sort of even checked the pigment info before I bought it, and this is supposed to be the same pigment that Schminky makes the Cobalt Green. That paint I like really much and work with it a lot. That one is also opaque. So those are 10 colors from Sennelier that I chose. I'm gonna swatch them later. We'll want to paint with them, review them, and all that jazz. So this is my collection. I do not plan on getting anything else from Sennelier. Yay! Apart from buying those watercolors, what did I get? Oh, I got the clip, the binder clip, but I wanted to buy more, but I only got one in my basket. I don't know what's happening to me lately, but sometimes I put 2 instead of 1 in my basket, sometimes I put 1 instead of 10, and that's just how I am these days. So 1 binder clip, very helpful, but better than 0. This is metallic calligraphy pens. I really want to check that out because nah, that's a disappointment. I was hoping that it will really look metallic. And I got this because of my students. They sometimes ask me for whether I have a golden gel pen during workshops. They want to like embellish something quickly, and I don't. So I got this. I thought it's gonna be really shimmery, and when somebody writes metallic, I don't expect a yellow green. I'm disappointed with this one. I got pencils. I'm gonna show it to you in a second. Let's first check these out. This is the sketchbook that I know is really great, and they are very small, these ones, but I would like to use them for thumbnails of like larger paintings, and maybe I'm gonna do a giveaway. I really enjoyed the color, they were cheap. I don't know why I got them, honestly. I wanted to try 2 more sketch pads. This is Watercolor Pad. I made an exception. It's Canson Graduate. It's a cheaper watercolor paper, and it's 250 GSM, which is thinner than what I usually recommend to be the bottom line for watercolor. That's 300. I still wanted to like try all the Canson products that I can get and compare them. I saw that a lot online and thought there's no harm in trying. It was not too expensive. Another sketch is also by Canson, but this is for sketching. That's 90 GSM paper, and it's for like, obviously it's for drawing. There's a lot of paper, and the paper looks higher quality. I have a very like cheap sketchbook that has paper that I hate to draw on. It's horrible. The experience is just so bad. So I got this, and I wonder what that's gonna look like. Now let's check the pencils. I really needed new pencils. I never get pencils. I have like 1 mechanical pencil, and that's it. Then I draw with colored pencils quite a lot, but lately I've been watching a lot of drawing videos and wanting to do better at drawing, because I feel like I really need to draw much more than I do to get my painting to the next level. I wanted to try out different hardness of pencils and see their impact on the drawing, and maybe try to do more finished looking thumbnails. I just wanted reliable drawing tools that would make my experience more enjoyable, because I do not like drawing as much as I love painting. So I'm just trying to like ease myself into drawing a bit more. This is Tombow Mono, and it's a pencil case, nothing else, just a clear pencil case. I got Tombow Mono pencils. I'm so curious. I got 2H, 2B, and 6B. It says highest quality. They look awesome. I like this design very much. I'm gonna put them inside that case. I never got higher quality pencils ever. And then I got these, like hand-picked all the pencils. They are Mars Luminograph. I heard so much about them and I never tried them and wanted to try them, test them out if they are really that high quality. Love the design, by the way. I got a lot of harder leads because I discovered that they allow me to make a much lighter undersketch, and then I can continue building the tone up with like B pencils. These are the hard pencils, these are the softer pencils. I should have gotten less of these and more of these, because what I noticed is that the H pencils, since they have a really hard lead, you don't have to sharpen them a lot and they will last much longer than the B pencils. These are soft and you will basically just use up that lead much faster. Never mind. These are only B pencils. These are also Mars Luminograph by Sennelier, and these are like extra dark pencils. I love the design of the box. It looks so amazing. Beautiful pencils from HB up to 8B. I can't wait to draw with these. Now I really feel motivated since I've got all of these and I can start drawing right away. These are the art supplies that I got this month. Next month I'm gonna get something else, or nothing at all, because it's gonna take me a while to review all this. So what else? Let's swatch the Sennelier Paints. That paper already feels so cheap, but it was cheap. The first impression is that they are watery. Turquoise already looks so great. That's the raw sienna. It's transparent, very light. And this is the Queen Gold. And this is the, how's it called? Rose Meadow Lake. That was reminding me of magenta. It's a rosy color. It's not as purple as magenta though, but it's more on the rose side. And this one is carmine, but it does not look like my alizarin crimsons. My eyes were deceiving me. The picture of the color from the catalog kind of looked different. This color looks great and they're strange. I don't know if that's the paper, because this is a new paper, but they flow much more than what I'm used to. This is the warm sepia. They're very flowy paints, which I'm gonna like. This is ultramarine deep. I need to test colors on a paper that I'm more familiar with. I'm either testing new paper or new paints. I have to think about that next time. This is Prussian Blue, but overall they flow beautifully, really. Next one is Payne's Gray. Yeah, I have to clean this mess because there's some turquoise bit that got into the paint. And it's not so bluish when I compare it to Winsor & Newton, but it's cooler, like not a warm type of grey, rather cool, but it's not as blue as the Winsor & Newton's Payne's Grey that I often use. And the last one is Cobalt Green. Oh no, that's not called like that, it's Turquoise Green. The PV50, and it looks great. First impressions, vibrant, really flowy colors with very, very light texture. It's like much more watery than what I'm used to. Like Daniel Smith is heavy cream and Schminky are also much creamier. These are not as creamy, but they use different binder from what I know about Sennelier. I have to check. But I think they use honey as a binder also. I have to check that. I like them very much. I want to try mixing some of them. Raw Sienna and Queen Gold, like how they behave in a mixture. That's supposed to look like skin tone. I'm gonna check the Carmine and the Rose Meadow Lake. It was probably not ideal to get these two, but they really look differently. That's what you get if you don't have a dot card and you have to just judge things by what they look like on your screen. So this is a mixture of raw sienna. I'm gonna mix it up with a bit of the rose madder. So just like gonna do quick swatches. It looks fine. This is a skin tone more on the yellow side, and I want to see Queen Gold and what it looks like with the same red. Oh, that one is more vibrant. I like it. But Queen Gold makes like more vivid skin tones from what I can tell. And this one is raw sienna mixed with the carmine. Yeah, it's more subtle, but that's not bad at all. But I'm gonna check like Queen Gold with a bit of carmine. This is just like a very quick check what things look like. No, that's more on the yellow side. If you don't know, if you missed it, I made an entire color mixing video, a real-time tutorial that you can check. I will link it down below to the description of this video, so you can check it and see a bit more how I approach these things. This might look very chaotic to you, because it is. I'm just like very quickly checking a few shades. They look awesome. Oh, especially that one. I'm gonna love working with these colors. I know that now for sure, and they are like very light. They're different than colors that I'm used to working with often, but not in a bad way. And I love how they flow. I wonder how that's gonna affect the paintings. Thank you very much for watching this art supplies haul. Look for the next video in which I will make a nice painting with these new Sennelier paints, and I really can't wait to test them out. Have a great day!